There we go. That works. Okay. So I got 1 second here. All right. Lots of people out here today. So I got myself a stack of putters. I just grabbed not all the putters I have in my house, but a lot. And I'm going to show you a few things. All right. So there's 2 ways of putting, for the most part. Okay. But there's a lot of Pdga rules and all that shit. Here's the deal. There's one way you can go where usually you have to do this inside the circle, where your foot is pointed towards the basket, back foot. Some people like to put a toe up and kind of point it. I like to put it to the side here so it gives me balance. Sometimes I even put it down all the way. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting 80% of my weight, my body, back on this leg, like as if it's like a, how do they say, is basically supporting everything. You want to support the majority of the weight. It's called a beam in like construction. What is that thing called? It's called it's a support beam or some shit. It's a load bearing beam. Anyway, so I'm putting 80% of the weight, like even while I'm talking about it this whole time, I'm putting a ton of weight on it. I'm just leaning back on my butt. And I'm pointed with my toe, pointing straight at that pole, straight at the basket. Now, that's step number 1 is your footing, all right? So 80% weight here. Then when I throw, I'm gonna move that 80% over towards my front of my body and use that weight to kind of pop up and come towards the basket, all right? That's gonna give me this extra oomph, and it's gonna make my whole body kind of flow, but this is extra power right here you need to use, especially if you're not a strong thrower. So you'll lean back 80%, transfer that weight to the front as you pop up, all right? So that's step 1, footing. Step 2, get your shoulders is the next one. Shoulders need to be square. I have to remind myself all the time because I got a metal rod attached to my spine from scoliosis surgery when I was a kid. And so sometimes I'm like a little crooked, right? I still have scoliosis even though I had corrective surgery. Not very corrective. So when I'm back, I have, again, 80%, and then transfer 20%, right? But my shoulders aren't gonna be like this, they're gonna be like this. So when I'm shooting, I'm facing my target because that makes things a lot easier because now I'm minimizing my miss. Like by putting my shoulders forward, I'm looking straight at I'm not looking kind of over here like, I'm looking at, and my eyes, both my eyes are straight on this target. You can't miss something when it's right in front of you. So put it in front of you. Put it in front of you. Anyway, the next thing I'm gonna do here, look, I'm gonna take a little shot just to show you what I've done so far. So I lean back, I go forward, and I'm square, right? I'm square. All right, next thing is obviously my hands. Where are my hands? What are my hands doing? What's the grip like? So we're down here, step 1. Step 2, what are we doing? Step 2, we're shoulders. And 3, what's attached to our shoulders? Our arms. So let's use our hands and our arms now. So I'm doing 80% to 20%. 80%, 20% weight, and then move that, transfer that weight. Transfer that weight. Shoulders are facing. That means my face is facing right at that fucking pole, because what's the pole? Okay. All right, so this is what I'm doing. And I watch the pros do this. All the pros fucking do this shit. I would say the majority of them have close enough, right? Okay, so this is a lead finger. I put my lead finger here, my thumb's here. And I have like a fan grip underneath. And I'm gonna be throwing. And pretend you're flicking your fingers underneath when you throw sometimes. But basically I'm gonna be throwing like that. And when I throw, when I put my arm out there, I'm gonna be doing two extra things on top of this grip. I'm gonna be using my elbow more. I'm gonna be using the elbow to come up and at it. And I'm gonna shake hands. As if someone in front of me wants to shake hands with me, I'm gonna, how you doing, motherfucker? What's up, dude? What's going on? I don't shake hands with my left hand though. It's kind of weird, right? Still being a lefty out there, man. All right, these people are gonna come through. So here's an example. See, 80%, 20%, shoulders. Oh my God, didn't work. Well, practice. Just practice. All you gotta do is just keep practicing, man. All right, so let's do a few more. So some folks coming, so we're gonna pause. And see how bad I am? That's why you warm up, you practice. When I practice, I don't mind missing a lot when I start, because I know I'm just warming up. Don't give yourself a hard time. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. You can't be good right away. It seems like you could be good, but you can't. You gotta practice. Sorry. Sorry for you Capricorns.